Hi, I'm Paul from Mode 7 and this is Frozen Synapse 2. This video is largely intended for people who haven't been following development. It's a general overview of the beta. I'm just going to play the beta straight up for a while. And this is going out now to our testers. So this is a version where the game is effectively content complete, but there's a load of bugs and jankiness and weirdnesses. And we're just kind of taking a look at everything to figure out how the progression should work and massaging it all into place. So this is not a final version of the game, but it's a version that has a lot of the game in it, and I thought that would be interesting. So if you have watched these videos before, you are familiar with the game, do skip in a little bit, as I'm going to be just going from the very basics all the way through. So if you skip in a little bit, you'll be able to see gameplay that I haven't shown before and the whole breadth of the game. All right. So, this is the city of Markov Geist. It's the same city as in the first game, and this game is set after the end of Frozen Synapse 1, so it's kind of ignoring what happened in Frozen Synapse Red, which was kind of an alternative timeline. And the city was largely destroyed after the events of Frozen Synapse 1. It was a kind of cataclysmic event that's referred to as the realization. And after that, the city was rebuilt very rapidly in this kind of densely packed way, and we're just sort of focusing on this area here as the city is sort of starting to be rebuilt. Now, what's happening in Frozen Synapse 2 is there is a force making incursions into the city, a shape form force. So shape forms in the lore are kind of AIs, and this is called Sonata. And the council who run the city have called you in as a freelancer to deal with Sonata. But there are also different factions within the city, and here we can see some of the areas that they control. And they all fund you. So the council, the factions, and these districts, apologies for some broken stuff here, these districts which are roughly demarcated here, all provide you with funding. So not only do you have to defend against the incursions, you also have to keep everything in balance. I'm just going to fast forward here so we get an incursion happening. There's one. Okay. So I'm going to skip through story details apart from the basic setting, just so as not to spoil anything. And I'm going to send one of my squads off to the first incursion. So this map mode is a procedurally generated map, and then you can go into any building here. You can go to any intersection as well, make a checkpoint there if you want to. But for now, we're just going to send our squad off there. One thing I will just do before I start is buy a new mercenary. So you start with some money. This is the marketplace where you can license these cloned VAT forms, as they're called in the lore, mercenaries. So I'm going to sign one and add it to my squad there, and then I'm going to send my squad off to deal with the incursion. And this is a story incursion, so there is a story that runs all the way through the game. You can choose to engage with it or completely disengage from it if you like. You can just do it totally freeform, but engaging with it will kind of get you some of the more cool content that is in the game. I just used the word content, now I feel terrible at myself for all time. So we're going to attack this incursion. And again, if you've watched these videos, you will have seen this one quite a lot, as it's just the first mission in the game. So I'm just going to blitz through that very fast while explaining some stuff as well. And then I promise we'll get into some more in-depth stuff. Okay, so one of the things that's different from Frozen Synapse 1 is you have these larger maps that have some sort of more realistic buildings and so on them, and you can deploy in certain missions. So here, this building is on lockdown. The Sonata forces have got in. They've put up the lockdown system, which covers the windows. You can't shoot in through the windows. You can't blow the walls up with a rocket launcher, and you can't go through the doors until you unlock it. And these are the unlock zones. Here's a unit which is unaware of our presence, and if I test my plan here, I can see its path and see its movement around. So that's useful for kind of larger maps where you're trying to sort of be a little bit stealthy initially. So what I'm going to do is I will just quickly deploy my units around here. I'll use this Uzi submachine gun unit to take out that pistol unit there. That should be an easy win. And I'll unlock the building. I think what I'll do actually as well is I'll put a unit over here to aim through the windows. And let's do it like that. So some things are not finished. The loading screen there is not finished, so don't worry about that too much. All right, so we managed to open up the building. The civilians are running away, and look, we found this object here. Now this object is called a relic. These mysterious things started appearing in the city at the same time as the AI force, so make of that what you will. They're quite valuable, and they have significance kind of later on. We don't know exactly what they're for yet, but they'll get collected when we kill all of the enemies here in the level. And eventually factions will start badgering you for relics and kind of going after them as well. So what you'll need to do is be fairly judicious about how you get them, where you store them, and some other things which I'll show you in a little bit. So we're just going to prime the turn there. So the main influences for this game were XCOM Apocalypse was one of them. There's a bit of Jagged Alliance in there as well. We wanted to make a very free-form tactical game. We're calling this an open-world tactics game. We think we're the only game that exists where you can go into any building in a procedurally generated city. There might be others, so please let me know, because I have been saying that before without necessarily too much basis for it, but that gives you the idea of the kind of scope that we've been going for. So this isn't a game that's sort of every single mission is ultra polished and it's all sort of very linear and kind of cinematic. It's a game where there's a lot of randomness, there's a lot of things that can be thrown at you, and the AI can do some interesting things occasionally, but it's a game that has a lot of scope. Alright, so we managed to defeat that mission. Okay, and we'll skip the story. So we have a call from the district here. They're happy that we got to the incursion quickly, and they're going to be increasing their funding to us a little bit. I'll just show you the economy screen now. Here we can see that we're getting some significant income from the districts, some from the factions, some from the council, nothing from faction investments right now, and some from the bonds and relics that we've collected so far. So that's all good. We're going to send our squad back to base. Also, what I'll do now is take a look at the contract. So here, now I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what these contracts are going to be. They're all generated from stuff that's happening on the map. We've got not a very lucrative contract there to patrol a building, which is largely just positioning a squad there for a while. Don't want to do that. These prices, by the way, are in flux. We just did the first pass on the prices this week, and we'll be taking feedback from beta testers on that. That's just delivering a parcel, which is relatively easy. I'm going to try and attack these raiders. So the raiders are just a group that kind of randomly show up and attack buildings. I'm going to send my squad there. I'm not going to send them immediately because I want that squad to go back to base first and drop off their stuff. So back they go to base. We're going to activate the relic. That's all good. And I think I can pick up, yes, I can afford another SMG. Just looking to see if there's anything else useful there. There isn't, so that's going to go into the strike team. And now I'm going to go off and kill the raiders. So here we go. Off we go with the strike team. Now, fairly soon, other factions will start doing things. We just give you a bit of peace and quiet at the start to get going. This is just some more story detail. You sometimes get called by characters and they provide you with additional detail. It's just telling us that we installed the relic, which is what we want to do. Okay, other factions are going to start introducing themselves now. So this guy's Etpar from Safeguard. They're kind of militaristic faction, and they want to bring security and order and somewhat authoritarian government to the city. They think Sonata is a nasty threat, and they want to get rid of it, which is kind of similar to the council's position. Just going to see. I don't think anything else will happen by the time we get there. So we've got there now. Now, I genuinely don't know what this is going to be like. I may have gotten into hot water. This is a little bit early to be doing one of these missions. Let's just zoom down into the building and see. Okay, nothing too scary there. This is quite tricky, actually. We have to be really careful of what the AI is going to do here. This is kind of a straight-up 1v1 situation, although... I wonder if I defend this area here, and I also defend like this... I might be able to catch that unit. So that's the focus diamond. If I get the unit within that, then I get a bonus. And if I... Too many things there. If I do this, I might be able to catch them unawares. I want to see if I can take out that smoke grenade. That is a smoke grenade unit there. I think what I'm going to do is just push up to there. Oh, okay, AI sneaking around there, and we managed to get him. That smoke grenade not being particularly useful there, so that's good. Although, can I take them out quickly and then get back into cover? Now, one thing I've just shown there is that you can make overlapping plans. So now the plan is overlapping. I can edit it without it interfering with the other part, and that's really helpful. In FS1 you couldn't do that. I'm going to just pop out here. Okay. That smoke grenade unit is now out of position, so that's fine. I shall take them out there. I don't think if I aim there and then, which I should have been doing anyway, and then stand, I don't think I'm going to win that fight. No, there's no point doing that. Yes! Okay. Alright, so all I have to do now is take out the smoke grenade unit, who is not being particularly useful, I have to say. Running away. Right. Trying to defend themselves with smoke, but not doing too well. Alright, okay, so we took some losses there, and we need to send ourselves back. Okay, this is Diamond Brothers, who are the kind of banking faction, and they're praising us for doing the job that we just did, which is a nice aspect of some of these conversations. So, we go back there. That's fine. And then, now let's take a look at our squads. We have a bit of money. I don't think there's going to be anything particularly useful that we can get at this point. Okay, we're back. Bugs, video game development, etc. So what happened there was I made a new squad to go out and do deliveries, and I'm going to buy a new mercenary to go in that squad, another SMG. They're going to go there. I did get a contact to do the delivery, and I sent the wrong squad there. So instead, I'm going to send my main strike team to do the incursion, and I'm going to send this squad to do the delivery. All very straightforward. Now, we should be able to get to this incursion nice and quickly, which will please the district. Another random gen Wild West, so let's see how we get on with this. Quite a largish building, I think, perhaps? Right, indeed this was a largish building. Okay, so this is quite tough. We've got 2 snipers, a rocket launcher, and 2 assault rifles here. So, we need to think about how are we going to avoid those long-range sniper sight lines, and I can already see there's a good one there, which is going to be a problem. And what's happening in this mission is we're defending this area. So just for a bit of variety, we have some of these different mission types. That rocket launcher, I think, may well blow a hole through here. They can be quite cavalier and sometimes kill their own forces, which is good for us. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to take this unit and put it there in case that tries to rush in through here. I need to clear out to avoid those snipers. I'm going to send this unit on anti-rocket launcher duty. We should kind of have the squad for it. Okay, they're coming in very aggressively. We managed to survive, which is always part 1. Wasn't expecting that rush, actually. The AI is a bit different for this kind of mission. Oh, that's a trade, but it's a good trade. I can't rely on, you know, if they turn around like that, then I'm going to lose straight up. So that's not good. Okay, it's in position. Oh, it fired all the way through and missed me. This is going to be tough, actually. This is going to be really tough. Can I even get through there? I can. Oh, okay, that's one of our militia units. So in certain areas where we have control, remember I showed you those sort of control areas on the map earlier, militia units will appear. So I wonder if we can take advantage of that. No, I don't think we have time to get round, and I prefer kind of tag teaming that unit there. Oh, no! Oh, that was amazing by the AI. It brought that sniper through, and that enabled it to take out both of those units. Oh, but I did get a kill there. Now I'm really left exposed with them getting into that zone if that's what they choose to do. The AI is not always desperate to get into the zone. I think if I do that, I might have a chance. Some interesting things going on there. I think I'm just gonna cheese this and see if that works. It's a bit desperate. Do I have to cheese it? No, I don't have to cheese it. I don't have to be that desperate yet. I'm gonna do this. Oh, I got him! I got him! No! Did I get him as well? Just on the edge? Oh, incredible. Okay, so now it's just these two, and it becomes possible again. Ah, brilliant. Okay, we survived. By the skin of our teeth, we survived that one. So. They're happy with me because I got there quickly. Sometimes they get annoyed if there's too many explosions and they decide to dock our funding. So we're going to send our strike team back. Now, we've got some dead units in there this time, correctly dead units. And they need to regenerate at home. Forgiven Geometry are calling us. They're kind of the shape form faction, so they have some interest in what's happening with Sonata as well. So they're talking about our performance dealing with the last incursion, which is good. So let's drop off that. Drop off. Return to HQ. Now, in an ideal world, they would have been back home regenerating instead of doing that, but that was probably just my mistake. We can see some other faction activity happening now. Okay, yes, so they are annoyed. The district is annoyed that Forgiven Geometry are doing, this is placeholder text by the way, they're doing a mission there to create something called a shape vessel, which is sort of a weird process that involves kidnapping people, and they want us to get rid of that. So I think I'm going to agree to that, even though we don't necessarily know about it yet. Why not? For the sake of fun, I'm just going to send my strike team. Normally I would send them home and be conservative, but that's no fun. I'm going to buy... I don't quite have enough for... Ooh, I've got a mine layer. Okay, I'm going to sign the mine... I can afford a mine layer, right? I'm going to send them to that squad, and then... Can I afford anything else? No, I've got $30. That's not enough to do anything. And I can't afford the ammunition for them yet. I forgot about that. So you have these services that are things that your faction needs. And in order to use explosive units, I have to have ammunition for them. So unfortunately, that's not going to be much use. It was a bad decision. I should have been more careful about my economy. Now, this is what we call a venture. And attacking these can be a little bit broken currently. So we'll just see what's happening. Okay, so there's only one unit here that I can see, and the others might be in these buildings that they've locked down. So there's in fact a sniper position there. We can deploy anywhere we want, as long as it's not in an enemy sight line, so that's quite nice. So I'm going to make use of that to do this. These are very generative and freeform and can be a bit unusual at times, so that's okay, but this is just going to allow us to hopefully get the drop on that sniper. Oh, the sniper decided to duck and run away, very smart. Stand, run, 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 run. Okay, that's going to enable the other assault rifle to shoot them, theoretically. Let's try that. Okay. Let's try that. The tension mounts. Oh, wow. Okay, we really got the drop on them there. So they really had sort of taken cover in this building. That ended up working very nicely. Oh, the mine layer blew itself up anyway, but we won. I mean, sure, why not? We'll take anything we can get. They're annoyed with us because we just stopped their venture, but we got a big amount of money for doing that because they had quite a powerful squad, or rather they would have had a powerful squad if it wasn't just hiding in that building the whole time. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad we did that. That was worth doing. So now we can afford lots of things. In fact, what I might do is invest in a faction. So Brightling University are doing very well. I'm going to invest in them. And I'm going to invest a lot. I'm going to invest 35,000. And then we're going to see what happens here. This may not be particularly balanced at all, but we'll see. So that's done. Let's see if there's another contract we can do if we have time. It's just a patrol, raiders. They want relics. Now, okay, I just invested in them. So I'm going to give them their relic, or the relic that I got. And this is going to make them more powerful. Now, when factions get to a certain number of relics, it's currently 5, they'll be able to basically end the game on their own. And that's not necessarily something you want. So you have to be careful of how many relics you give out. I'm going to ignore that for now. So I'm just going to give them the relic. Well, they didn't know that I was on the way to give it to them, and they're just bullying me for it. So I'll give it to them anyway. That's an interesting bug, because I had the contract to give them the relic and I gave it to them. They're annoyed with me that I failed the contract. So that's that. So now what I need to do is I need to go and probably do something else. Should I do this radius? No. I should do the incursion. I should do my job. All right, let's do the incursion. So yes, factions will bully you for relics, as you've just seen there. But you can elect to give out your relics. Okay. This is quite a straightforward incursion, but what happens with these is that you have to attack this unit, and they tend to run away quite quickly. So what I shall do is just cover the exits a little bit here, I think. So let's cover some exits. Okay, they're sneaking off this way. I think to try and hide in the corner, which is really irritating. Now, that was something I was worried about. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. We can continue. I didn't get killed. Everything's fine. Oh. Oh, nice. Okay, we managed to get the kill. I think we're gonna make this. All right. We managed that one. That was a tad tricky, but not too bad. Let's see how the district's happy with me for once. We'll send them back to HQ. Yes, that's just warning us that we willingly gave away that relic. So what we could do is we could go and attack Brightling University for our relic now, but that wouldn't be particularly sensible. They're quite strong, I think. Now, guests want us to attack the council, who we work for. That doesn't seem wise to me right now. So we're not going to do that. We could give a relic to another faction. I don't want to give out too many. I'm just going to send my amazing delivery squad off to do their job. Let's take a look at the factions now. Actually, I'm going to take a look at shape control. Wow, Brightling University doing really well. And that tallies with, yes, the fact that they are really strong at the moment. Safeguard not doing so well, which is kind of unusual. Okay, so this is the next story incursion where we're going to be attacking Sonata in this library. So I'm just going to do some squad tweaking. Alright, so this one is another story incursion. Basically, these Sonata forces are coming in and they're attacking the people who are in this library, trying to get this relic. and we need to take them out, obviously, and this will lead to us kind of finding out a little bit more. I'm not going to do any more at this point, just because I don't want to spoil the story, but hopefully that gives you a general idea of the scope of Frozen Synapse 2, the kind of things that you're going to be doing. So now, as I said, we're working on balancing. We're going to make sure that a lot of those little quirks and bugs don't happen, and also that you have good unit compositions in all of these missions that you're facing, and as factions grow through the game, the squads get better and everything develops and progresses correctly. So I really hope you like this. If you do, please wishlist the game on Steam. It will be releasing as soon as we've completed this beta phase, and as soon as that we've kind of polished everything off and rounded off all those bugs. So it will be very soon. I'm not going to be able to give a defined release date yet, I'm sorry, but it will be very soon, and any support that you would like to give us is greatly welcome. So thank you very much.